Thank you so much for tuning into the Woman to Woman podcast, a conversation for women like you, smart, successful, curious, and interested in being your best self. Join both Sarah and I as we discuss topics that women our age are actually interested in, with both of us being candid and often having differing views.
As coaches, we sprinkle in advice and tips, along with humor and vulnerability. We hope you feel like a fly on the wall, with two friends. Let's entertain and inform you, and welcome you into our friendship.
We appreciate you pressing play and spending some time with us, wherever you are in the world.
Let the magic happen. Good afternoon, Angela. How are you doing today?
Very well, Sarah. How are you?
I'm good. I'm pretty good. So today it's Friday. I know that this is not when we are posting the episodes, but I'm happy that it's Friday actually. I had a busy week. What about you?
I've had a short week, so we've had a public holiday on the Monday, 2 weeks in a row, and that kind of throws my week out. But all in all, I've had a good week, not too busy, so it's been nice. But I am very excited about today's episode because we are going to share a tool that is so helpful for everybody. It is very, very actionable. And it's something I really encourage people to try. They may have heard of it before. It's not airy-fairy. It's really, it's based in sort of energetics and I'd say Eastern traditional medicine. And it is one of my favorite tools and so effective and can be actually used for a number of things. So why don't you tell us what we're going to do today, Sarah?
Oh, okay. So we are going to talk about the modality EFT, which stands for emotional. You need to help me on the
freedom.
Freedom,
Freedom
emotional.
Technique.
Correct. Thank you.
Or tapping. Or
exactly.
Tapping.
So this is how I call it most of the time is tapping because it's easier for me to remember. And it's a modality, so it's a healing modality, a complete full healing modality that use the meridian points to release emotions such as fear, lack of confidence, frustration, overwhelm, anxiety, stress, and all the emotions that you may feel in your body. It's a pretty great tool that I am using as well myself. And it's best to use it at the moment where you feel the emotion. You know, it's, to my opinion, for my practice, it does not mean that it won't work later, but somehow it's going to have a better impact. So, for example, you get very stressed and pissed out from your boss, you come back home, you just get out of a meeting, it just frustrated you. It's time to do it right now. So we're going to show you, Angela is going to run the full process. She's going to explain where are the typing point. But on the context, you get this frustration immediately rather than to respond in the way that you may regret. Better to isolate yourself, take some deep breath, and then start tapping. If you do that long after that when you go back home, of course you will still be frustrated. So it's good to do it because you didn't have the time or the chance to do it before in the middle of people. I understand that. So it's still going to work, but I really feel as I'm using it a lot in my full-time job because I'm working in a corporate, and sometimes, this is where I get most of my frustration. So I'm just going to use tapping to release this out. It takes not more than 10 minutes. So yeah, this is what we're going to learn today. Angela, tell us, when are you using this modality for yourself?
Same. I use it more in another way than what you do. But what I was going to say, just to add on to what you said, emotions get trapped in our body, and that's a lot of, what causes triggers or whatever. So just going back to what you said about the frustration, it's still in your body. Do you know what I mean? When you get home at night, and the sooner you move it through with whatever modality, but this is an excellent one. So it's still very useful because those emotions do get trapped in our bodies. But the other way to use it is around negative beliefs. So tapping through your negative belief and installing a positive belief. It is not highly dissimilar to a psychological practice called EMDR, and it is really good for getting rid of your negative beliefs and installing positive ones. It's also really good to integrate affirmations if you use affirmations. So you personalize your affirmations, and then you can use the tapping points to integrate them. And they're the two main ways that I get clients or myself to use it. And for me, I personally use it more for the second way, for, getting rid of negative beliefs and installing positive ones, just installing positive ones, or for affirmation use.
Awesome. Let's get started.
Great. Okay. So, so we're going to start our tapping session with a meditation. But first of all, I will just let you know how to tap. And it's kind of like meditation. There is nothing special. It's not only for practitioners, it's for everyone. So you generally take your two, is that your index finger? Not your thumb, the two fingers that come after that. And you gently tap around the meridian points. But before, at the first point that you always use, and you only use it at the beginning, it's called the karate chop move, and it's exactly how you would imagine a karate chop. So you have one hand there, and then you karate chop on the side of your hand, and that's a Chinese acupressure point. All of them are. But this is a brilliant one just to release emotion if you can't, as Sarah said, if you can't do it at the time you're feeling the emotion at work or whatever. If you do the karate chop, it does help to release that emotion. It's the best one at getting rid of pain in the body. So we start with the karate chop point, and then the other acupressure points, which you use your two fingers to tap on. These are the ones we'll do several times over and over. First of all, it is, we can start with the eyebrow. So right at the meaty part of your eyebrow, you are tapping. Then to the side of your eye. Then underneath your eye, and just gently for sure. Sorry, let's make sure I'm getting them all. Then under your nose, tapping a few times, and then moving along to your chin. Then you do your collarbone, just on the very edge of where the collarbone starts. Then under the arm, and then right in the middle of the top of your head. Now, Sarah and I are both doing these on video, and our podcast is always available on YouTube for you to watch along on video with us. So this is probably a really good one, and we'll obviously link the YouTube episode at the bottom of the show notes. This is a good one to go and, say hi to us, see how we look, see where we are, and follow along the tapping with us.
And subscribe to the channel as well.
Yes, please subscribe to our channel so more people can find us and get all this great information and girl talk. Now, what I was going to say, we also start by where we are emotionally. So today, we're going to go through a self-love a self-love tapping session. So this is more on, we're going to release any negative beliefs. Now, this is just a common one. This one is not specialized to how I'm feeling, for example, or how Sarah's feeling. This is just a basic self-love script that we have, and you can personalize this if you wish later on, you know, to be exactly with where you feel. But all of us can love each other, love ourselves more. And this one is concentrating specifically on unconditional love. And, you know, in my opinion, I actually think the only time we probably experience unconditional love is for ourselves. Because even, you know, in any relationship, you know, the way the world works, I think there's always conditions, but you can actually get to a point of unconditionally loving yourself. And once you get there, you are much more likely to give that at periods. You might not be able to give it perhaps all the time, but I believe unconditional love is something you can really only learn to give yourself. What do you think about that, Sarah?
Oh, yes, I'm excited. I was not aware that you're going to pick self-love, so I'm very excited about that. I love it. Thanks.
Okay, great. All right. Well, I think before we do the meditation, very, like just 1 minute, I'd like to check in and show the listeners how we rate our emotions first, particularly in how, you know, how much we're loving ourselves and unconditionally sort of accepting ourselves today. So 0 being the lowest point and 10 being the highest. Where do you feel at the moment, Sarah?
5.
You're at a 5?
Yeah.
Okay, well, this will be great for you. All right, let me feel where I am. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my script properly. Okay, self-love. I would say I'm pretty high today because I've actually had a lot of rest and I did a beautiful yoga class this morning. So I'm in a good place, and I would say I'm a good 7.5. So starting from a good place this afternoon. It's Friday, almost the weekend, and yeah, my nervous system is very calm, I would say. All right, so everyone at home, you just take a second to check in with yourself and see where you are from 0 to 10 on self-love. And then we will get you to close your eyes and just do a little bit of deep breathing if you're in the right situation for that at the moment. Otherwise, you can come back to this later on. Okay, so just hands on your heart. Close your eyes if you can. Start to breathe a little bit more deeply than you were before. Feel your chest expanding and then contracting. And just leave your day or your evening behind and come into the present moment. And just be right where you are. Okay, now you can keep your eyes closed if you want while doing the tapping, or just open them up. Okay, so now get your karate chop point and start chopping, and then repeat after me. Even though I struggle loving myself,
Even though I struggle loving myself,
I'm not really sure where I picked that up.
I'm not really sure where I picked that up.
It's just how I feel sometimes.
It's just how I feel sometimes.
I can acknowledge that this is a struggle I have.
I can acknowledge that this is a struggle I have.
Even though I feel worthless inside,
Even though I feel worthless in time,
maybe I will never be able to love myself unconditionally.
maybe I will never be able to love myself unconditionally.
I choose to be open today
I choose to be open today
to receiving the message that I am worthy of love,
to receiving the message that I am worthy of love,
And I choose to begin to love myself without condition.
And I choose to love myself without any condition.
Even though I believed that I was unworthy at times,
even though I believed that I wasn't worthy at time,
today I choose a different way.
Today I choose a different way.
I choose to begin to love and accept myself unconditionally.
I choose to begin to love myself unconditionally.
Great. Okay. So now we will begin tapping on the meridian points while acknowledging this type of negative belief so that we can begin to release it. So even though it might not feel 100% true for you, just go through with it. Okay. So on your eyebrow, start tapping. I do not love myself fully.
I do not love myself fully.
Side of the eye, I don't know how to love myself.
I don't know how to love myself.
Under your eye, I feel so worthless sometimes.
I feel so worthless sometimes.
Under your nose, like I'll never be enough.
Like I would never be enough.
On your chin, like I'm defective somehow.
Like I'm defective somehow.
On your collarbone, who could love me?
Who could love me?
Under your arm, I can't even love me.
I can't even love me.
Top of your head, things keep happening to prove there's something wrong with me.
Things keeps happening that proves that something's wrong with me.
Sometimes I feel like a failure.
Sometimes I feel like a failure.
Okay, now next round on your eyebrow. There's a feeling I just can't shake.
There's a feeling I just can't shake.
Side of your eye. Maybe I didn't have someone to show me what unconditional love was.
Maybe I didn't have someone to show me what unconditional love was.
Under your eye. So I never learned how.
So I've never learned how.
Under the nose. I listen to everyone else's definition of love.
I listen to everybody else's definitions of love.
On your chin. And I learn to hate myself sometimes.
And I learn to hate myself sometimes.
Under your arm. Oh no, sorry, collarbone. To not find value in myself.
To not find value in myself.
Under your arm. To put everybody else first.
To put everybody else first.
Top of your head. I lived my life believing everyone else was better than me.
I live my life like everybody else was better than me.
Okay, now let's take a slow, deep breath in and release. Now, as you're releasing, imagine all the beliefs that you don't have value slowly disappearing. Allow them to disappear from your mind, body, and soul. One more release, guys. Breathe in. And release. Okay, back on your eyebrow, tapping. I'm ready to begin loving myself just the way I am.
I'm ready to begin loving myself just the way that I am.
Side of your eye, I know now everyone else hurt me because they were also hurting.
I know now that everybody else is hurting just because they've been hurt like me.
Under your eye, their beliefs were about them.
Their beliefs were about them.
Under your nose, I recognize I hid behind this for a long time.
I recognize that this was happening for a long time.
Because I didn't want to face the pain beneath it.
Because I didn't want to face the pain beneath it.
Chin, but it's the only way.
But it's the only way.
Collarbone, I recognize I am deserving of giving and receiving love.
I recognize that I am deserving and worthy of love.
Under your arm, I choose to begin to accept myself just as I am.
I choose to begin to accept myself just the way that I am.
And top of your head, although it's a new feeling, I am open to receiving it.
Although it's a new feeling, I'm open to receive it.
I just want you guys to take one deep breath in and then release that. Okay, this is the last round. Eyebrow. I'm grateful for the ability to heal the wounds from my past.
I am grateful for the ability to heal the wound from my past.
Side of your eye, I'm grateful that I can recognize what it is I really need.
I'm grateful to recognize what it is to really, what I need.
Under your eye, I'm grateful because I am learning to appreciate who I am.
I'm grateful because I really appreciate who I am.
Okay, under your nose, I am grateful that I can begin to be my true self.
I'm grateful that I can be my true self.
Chin, I am grateful that I am working on healing myself and loving myself unconditionally.
I'm grateful that I can heal myself and loving myself unconditionally.
Collarbone, I am grateful that I am open to receiving and giving love.
I am grateful to be open and receiving love.
Okay, under your arm, I am grateful that I am working toward stepping into my power and letting it shine through.
I'm grateful to stepping into my power and letting it shine
Through. Top of the head, I am grateful that I can unconditionally love myself.
I am grateful that I can unconditionally love myself.
Okay, and just one more time, repeating the same thing on each point. Starting at your eyebrow, I love and accept myself unconditionally.
I love and accept myself unconditionally.
Side of the eye, I love and accept myself unconditionally.
I love and accept myself unconditionally.
Close your eyes if you can. Under the eye, I love and accept myself unconditionally.
I love and accept myself unconditionally.
Under your nose, I love and accept myself unconditionally.
I love and accept myself unconditionally.
On your chin, I love and accept myself unconditionally.
I love and accept myself unconditionally.
Collarbone, I love and accept myself unconditionally.
I love and accept myself unconditionally.
Under the arm, I love and accept myself unconditionally.
I love and accept myself unconditionally.
Top of the head, I love and accept myself unconditionally.
I love and accept myself unconditionally.
Okay, and a deep breath in. And let that all out. Now, interestingly, some emotion came up for me at the end there. So if that happened to anybody else, just if you feel like crying or letting it out or laughing, that was a bit more emotion than I usually feel. So if anyone else is feeling like that, just let it out and hold your heart and give yourself a big hug if you need one. How was that for you, Sarah?
Oh, that was brilliant, actually. While you were talking, I was having an idea and then I lost it because I honor definitely your feeling. I feel good. I really feel good. I love this modality. Seriously, it does not take that much of time. You have millions of resources on YouTube. There are resources everywhere about that. So even on Pinterest, if you type EFT or tapping affirmation or tapping healing, it's really good. Thank you very much, Angela. That was, I feel, now I got it. It's like, I feel like I'm in a bubble of love. My heart is seriously open right now. And I really needed that. It's really, now, if you ask me my rating right now, it's definitely an 8.5, 9. Yeah, let's say 9, because I really feel, so much better and relaxed at the same time. Thank you.
I feel really relaxed. My number doesn't feel that much higher. So I'm what was I, 7.5? I'm probably an 8.5. But I feel really good, and it was nice because some emotion came up for me then. But everyone should check in, and hopefully your state has risen a little bit. And if not, just rewind and do it again. Sometimes you do need to do several techniques. And that one, loving ourselves, this is a constant journey. This is not easy, and not all of us love ourselves. So if anything came up, feel free to do it again.
Yeah, and just what I want to say from what I experience when I do this with my clients, this or any other healing modality, because I'm currently doing it. If you're watching me on YouTube, you will see it. But I'm yarning, and there are several aspects when you do a healing and something energetically is released. You don't have to name it, but it's going to feel a certain way in your body. And yawning or burping is actually signs that something is releasing, and currently I'm yawning. So I know that I'm not sure what it is, and I don't want necessarily to know. I don't want to bang my head in the wall and say, what was that? No, I'm just accepting that something has been released, and that is coming from the technique itself. So don't be scared about like, oh, I feel tired. No, it's just that energetically something went out. So it worked.
Okay, well, I think we did our job for today, and we have hopefully left everyone on a high note. And what I will say though is, while there are a lot of resources, something like EFT, which is an emotional technique, or you can be focusing on building and releasing different beliefs, it is actually something really good to do with a practitioner, a coach, a friend like Sarah and I. There needs to be a level of accountability and then processing afterwards. So while it is absolutely something you can do on your own, it is also something to get some professional help with as well, I would suggest, particularly if it's bringing up things for you.
Agree. Completely agree. Thank you very much, everyone, and see you in the next episode.
Bye, Sarah.
Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode. We hope you enjoyed it, and every time you listen, we truly appreciate it. And if you would like to follow me or learn more about my work or get in contact with me, please go to my website, which is angelajanecoaching.com.
And if you want to know more about my work, you can go on sarahmeng.com. All the details are going to be listed in a comment below. You can also follow us on social media, Instagram or Facebook, where we are sharing our daily tips.
Bye.
Hope to see you soon.